Satisfy your need for happiness through your own curiosity with the Ranveer Show. Who's the next Mahavidya you'd like to bring up?
Chinnamasta.
Supposedly the most fierce one.
One of the most fierce.
What? Okay, go on.
So let's do...
For those of you who've not seen an image of Maa Chinnamasta.
The second one. I like this painting. So she is known as Prachanda Chandika. Very, very fierce. Chandika itself is fierce. Prachanda Chandika is even more fierce. And this is Chinnamasta. Next to her, there is Dakini and I think Varnini is the name of the two companions she has. She stands on Kam and Rati. There's a copulating couple, Kamdev and Rati. She stands on their bodies. Okay?
Kamdev is same love.
Yes, same. Love Guru. Kamdev and Rati. She's standing on Kamdev and Rati. She has cut off her own head. And there's a flow of blood that is coming out. And through that blood, she's feeding her companions. And also she's feeding her own head. The most powerful, most beautiful imagery that ever came into the head of some genius that was imprinted by the divine from upstairs.
So Chinnamasta as a deity and as the...
She's fierce, like fierce, genuinely fierce, but she's also very blissful. Those who connect to her energy, she can produce extreme amount of bliss. See, these three currents are also the three nadis inside the human body. This is the Ida, Pingla and the Shushumna nadi. And there the energies are, the Shushumna is the subtlest nadi and the energies there are actually feeding both of these two others. Okay. And the other thing is, there is a famous temple of Chinnamasta in, to mention clearly, the reason she stands on Kama and Rati is that to succeed in Chinnamasta Upasana, one needs to have Brahmacharya.
Oh.
Otherwise, you'll go full crazy.
So this is actually a celibacy-oriented deity.
To a degree.
Why to a degree?
No, there are more other complicated processes, but let's say that is the basic iconography that's required. Okay.
I'm remembering an old episode we recorded. You're talking about that, right?
There are many things, but let's say that for the first realm of entry into the consciousness of this Maa Chinnamasta, you have to understand celibacy is very important. Otherwise, if celibacy is not maintained and regular Chinnamasta japa, you'll go crazy. Lust will shoot like you'll go mad.
That's the test.
This is a test. You will not even able to, most likely you will not be able to continue the sadhana.
You'll be that distracted.
That distracted. She controls Rahu. Chinnamasta.
Okay. Just for the sake of the audience to understand this, there's a lot of people who subscribed to this channel only in the last year. So they've missed out on that episode we did. Can I just quickly mention it?
Yes.
We did a whole episode on tantric sex, which is deeply misunderstood by most people. Because people assume that some of these methods mentioned in the Kama Sutra actually mean tantric sex. But in truth, when you speak to someone who has practiced Kola Tantra,
yeah, go on.
Sex-based rituals happen at a very advanced stage of Tantra. And it's not for the sake of orgasms. It's for the sake of experiencing the deity. All we can do right now is link you back to that episode, which you can see after this episode, because it's one of the most mind-bending episodes we've created. And as I was telling you outside, I'd forgotten we had recorded that also. But yeah, we had recorded it.
Yes.
So I think what you're saying is there are some Chinnamasta-based rituals which include...
All the Mahavidya rituals, all of them, 10 on 10, will and can involve all the Panchatattvas. But coming to Chinnamasta specifically, so there is a very famous temple of Maa Chinnamasta in Rajarappa in Bihar, which is very famous, well known.
That's it?
This is the temple. Okay. So this is the most famous Chinnamasta temple in whole of India. She is a form of Kali. She's extremely fierce. And she is to be invoked for prayogas only in such cases where more or less everything else has failed.
Black magic.
No, not black magic. Suppose it could be anything for that matter. It's very intense. It's like triple power comes in. There are such things in the Chinnamasta mantras and all that. Basically, extremely intense.
Okay. That's all you can reveal right now.
Extremely intense, yeah.
I'm just thinking that so many mandirs that I didn't even know of, that I hadn't even heard of. So these ganas of Chinnamasta, what were the names?
I think Varnini and I forgot the other name. You can Dakini and Varnini most likely.
Okay. So how you mentioned Chausat Yogini, and you said that if you're beginning the Mahavidya Tantra, then you have to appease the Chausat Yoginis also. I would assume that even with these ganas, they would have certain practices associated.
Yeah. So in some very old texts, they mention that all the Chinnamasta mantras or vijas have to repeat it thrice, because there are 3 figures here, okay, for them. So yeah, there are certain practices involved in this, but this is also a very meditative image, basically, where she is feeding her own lifeblood into her followers or beings who are associated or linked with her.
Okay. Is there anything related to Kamdev worship?
Not Chinnamasta.
Nothing. It's just symbolism that even the god of love.
Yes, she stands on Kamdev and Rati because to show that you have to have some control over lust before you can actually succeed in Chinnamasta Upasana.
Who's Rati?
Rati is the wife of Kamdev.
And she's the goddess of?
See there, there's a couple there.
Right. But like how Kamdev is the god of love?
She's the wife, Shakti of Kamdev.
Goddess of love.
Yes.
So she's standing over the god and goddess of love to show you that there's something beyond sex.
Yes. Transmutation of that sexual energy into your mantras and all that, and producing a very fast, powerful spiritual effect.
If you enjoyed today's clip, make sure you check out these curated playlists that we've made especially for you related to the subject that was spoken about in this clip.